Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
Today, we are joined by three very special guests from the Zombies World Championship staff here to share exclusive details with us on the Division Z podcast. So go ahead, guys, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, I'm Jose. How you guys doing?
All right.
Hey, it's Danny.
Hi, I'm Michael. How's everybody doing?
Doing pretty good. So yeah, Zombies World Championship 3 you guys announced right at the end of 2020, and I think a lot of the community is very excited for it. And we got a few questions to ask you guys today. So yeah, I guess just without further ado, let's jump into the first question here. So first question is, how is ZWC3 going to be different from ZWC 1 and 2?
I would say the biggest difference is the location. Obviously Las Vegas for sure, and also at the HyperX Esports Arena venue within the Luxor. I think just those two alone make it a really big difference to me. What about you, Danny? Noobs?
I think definitely.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Danny, if you want.
No, go ahead.
What I think is for the first time, we're not in LA. We're gonna be in Las Vegas, and this time it's gonna be like a full spec esport arena. Like these guys really know what they're doing, so it's gonna be really cool to be able to use all their tech and all their gear, and see what they have in store for us.
Couldn't have said it better.
Awesome. Yeah. I think that definitely ties into the next question that we were going to ask you guys too. Is why specifically the HyperX Esports Arena at the Luxor? Obviously you guys just said because they got the high tech equipment there, and they really know what they're doing with creating an esports venue and things like that. But are there any other specific reasons as to why you chose that location particularly?
To be honest with you, it was, first of all, the venue's insane. I went there. I actually visited the venue back in August of last year.
Yeah.
And pretty much that's where all this started kind of happening, kind of snowballed from that trip. So when I went there, I was actually going there to support a friend of mine on something else, and I happened to check out the venue, and I was just blown away. As soon as I walked in, I'm like, all right, the first thing you can think of is, wow, imagine if ZWC3 was here, right?
Yeah.
So then the next thing was getting to know them, like getting to know the people at the arena, and just kind of vibing with them. And they just kind of, the vibe they gave me and us was they wanted us there. So, so from that point on, it was just a matter of just kind of figuring it out, how we can come together. And we're really happy and appreciative that, that they're our partner on this project, and they're letting us kind of take over that place for like a weekend or something like that. And so that's basically how it kind of came about.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely I've seen the inside of that venue too. It looks really nice. I mean, I don't know, Kyle, have you seen the inside of the HyperX Arena? It's pretty cool.
I actually haven't, but I can imagine compared to the last Summer World Championships events, like having a stadium of the size you are talking about, it'll change like the energy and overall excitement. It'll be so much bigger than the past events. And I can imagine as well. Go ahead.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, the past two events were great, right? They each had their own, just their own kind of vibe, right? The first one was real kind of, just like some random location in the middle of nowhere type thing. And, the second one was, it was at a better location, but it was still kind of out of the way.
Yeah.
So coordinating and travel and trying to get everybody to just to find it or just to get there was a little difficult and daunting. But that's why we're excited about this one, because it kind of solves that problem. Like anyone that's coming to watch it can stay in the same hotel casino that the event is happening in. So now
Yeah.
just everything just becomes a lot easier, which I think is like really important, especially
Yeah.
for the people that want to come and
So I
check it out
guess
live and stuff.
I guess you could say this is the perfect location for something like this.
Yeah.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. It's like that's the first thing. One of the first things whenever anyone's starting a business or certain things like that, location, 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 right? So
Yeah.
so for us, like we felt pretty almost bad that we had to kind of have people drive all over the place for our events, and we appreciate everyone's effort to get there, but we really wanted to kind of focus on this third one to be just easier for everybody, just a one-stop shop, solve all of our problems under one roof, and rock and roll. And then now we can really focus on just the event and the production being really, really good and sharp and on point and on
Definitely.
time. The graphics are good and the music's good and
Yeah.
all that type of stuff. Now we can spend more time doing that rather than scrambling and trying to, make sure everyone's showing up and taking the
Oh
right
yeah.
Uber and all that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
Another cool thing, what I think, because we've been planning ZWC3 for a good time, and we were in the talk with some business partners about a casino. So what's cool now is not only do we have a casino or like can have it in a casino, but we also have a full-fledged esport arena to go with it. You know what I'm saying? So like you're gonna get the best of both worlds. Like it's in Vegas, so you're
Yeah.
gonna have a fun time for sure.
Awesome. Yeah,
So
definitely.
we couldn't get a better venue, to be completely honest.
It's just absolutely perfect. Like you couldn't ever beat it, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is gonna be This is gonna be a fun event.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the
definitely.
Twitch chat here. The Twitch chat here is saying ZWC is gonna take over 2021. Hey, you know what? I think it can. I think it can. This is like the big highlight of the zombies community this year.
Definitely.
Um, but yeah, I guess the next question that we have for you guys is there any specific challenge in the ZWC3 event that maybe you can tease or tell us maybe for people to look forward to during the event?
I'm handing this one off to Danny. Let's see how he does on this one.
You're up, Danny.
On the spot. So we can't really say what specific challenges we're looking at. In the
Fair.
past, though, we have looked at different kinds. We've done high rounds, round 30 speed rounds, round 50. We've done the famous Easter egg speed runs. So we're still continuing that formula of having different categories because people are competitive in certain parts of zombies.
Yeah.
So while I can't say the exact map or challenge that's going to happen, just know that we're looking across the last 3 titles very closely, and we know which maps, specifically 2, are also fan favorites.
Okay.
And one of the things that we're doing more so now than we did before is we're kind of letting the community decide what they want to see. So, for the people that are in the chat or people that might be coming in late to this, if you have a specific challenge or map that you want to see happen, whether it's an online tournament or even the finals, let us know. Tweet us with hashtag ZWC3 on Twitter or wherever you are, or just drop it in the stream because we really appreciate that community feedback. And that's going to let us know what challenges we could put out for you guys.
Very cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Getting the community involved and things like that.
Because at the
There's
end
a
of
lot
the
of
day,
potential.
the zombie community and like the passion the community has, I don't think it's like any other community. And getting their input for challenges and making sure it's something that people want to enjoy and like getting actual feedback for the event. I think that's something that's going to be very important for making this the best Zombie World Championship.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I definitely agree with what Cosmic just said there. And looking back at the Twitch chat again, I gotta shout out these guys. I see your guys' messages. Don't worry. The chat is saying song speed runs. Yeah, you never know. You never know at the end of the day. It's all about that community feedback with these challenges this year, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But yeah, kind of piggybacking in like the same category of challenges and things like that. For people to participate in Zombies World Championship 3 this year, because before you guys had the invitationals and things like that, will it be a similar system with the invitationals and it's going to be a similar system like that? Or will there be something different for people getting involved and being able to compete in this year's ZWC3?
Come on, Danny.
Are you gonna leave that up with me again? Okay. So this is in regards to the invitational, the Zombies World Invitational.
Mhm.
Okay. So the way that we kind of did that for ZWC2, we incorporated some of the online tournament challenges so that they can show us that they're relatively good at zombies, which is, obviously an important factor for getting into the tournament in the first place. But this year, we're going to try to focus a lot more on content creativity. And the reason why is because there are a lot of smaller content creators who might not have thousands of subscribers, and we think it's kind of unfair to go after only, people with big numbers, because there's a lot of guys out there and gals that make really great zombies content, and we've at ZWC we'd love to showcase them in some way, some form. So this time around, we're going to really be focusing on that creativity side. I can't get into the exact specifics on what's going to be required, but just know that it's going to be all about how you show us that you want to be involved in the ZWC, and how can you express, in your best opinion, the type of content you put out and why it should stand out in the zombies community.
I see.
I like that.
Very interesting take. I really like that, definitely. Because, yeah, definitely there's a lot of people out there who they make really killer zombies content. And, yeah, sometimes they're just not seen because of, the bigger people in the
Yeah,
community. They get
exactly.
pushed out a little bit more. Yeah, definitely great idea to get the smaller guys involved a little
Yeah,
bit.
because
You know what I'm saying?
at the end of the day, the smaller people are really what make the community. Obviously we have the bigger people out in the community, but there's, like you said, hundreds, if not probably thousands of people that make zombies content, but we would never like heard their names or anything before, because it's just we just don't see it, But no, I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think to kind of piggyback on it, it just with ZWC2, my favorite thing about it was like Turbo and
Oh
Ray
yeah.
Hennon and some of those guys that just just being able to kind of hang out with them and just give them an opportunity to kind of jump in and participate.
Yeah.
It was really cool, and you can see like Turbo's like really taken off. And,
Yeah, definitely.
seeing his growth and stuff like that is like it's always made me feel really good. So yeah, shout out to Turbo. But yeah, that's why we like the ZWI concept. It does kind of introduces some people to you that you wouldn't normally normally see or know.
Yeah, gives everybody a good, fair chance to get involved if they want to, not based on their their audience,
Yeah.
basically. So
Yeah, absolutely, and we love Turbo here on the show.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. Yeah.
Turbo's
Whenever-
a really chill guy.
Yeah. Whenever Turbo comes on, it's just a good time. It's just a ball of
Yeah.
lightning. That's the one we're describing. The funniest guy in the world as
Right.
well. Like, he's genuinely one of the funniest people I've ever met.
That's correct. Yeah, he's a little bit of a goofball, but I love him for it.
But yeah, awesome. Thank you for sharing the information there on the invitational, and explaining that more for people who maybe they want a chance and maybe they think, oh, I could never do that because I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not, Well, now you know, guys.
Yeah.
Now you know. For those of you who had maybe some apprehensions about that, now you know a little bit better there.
Right.
But yeah, I think the next question we have here is, I think you guys can see it on Jose's shirt, is Click. Now, Click is something I think it's a fantastic idea, and it's going to be involved with ZWC this year, it seems. So this question would be more directed towards Jose. For people who don't know, what is Click?
Click is basically a multi-perspective streaming platform. So I've been producing tournaments for quite a few years now, and I've done like a lot of local stuff. Like I started doing like Madden tournaments or Street Fighter tournaments and stuff like that, and then kind of grew, partnered up with MC Sports Talk and came together and created ZWC. But the one common problem that I saw with all these tournaments was when you're broadcasting them or streaming them as a viewer, you're kind of limited on what you're looking at. So So ZWC is a perfect example. I've got, you've got 16 to 24 awesome players, whether they're online winners or content creators, and we are trying to feed everybody all their gameplay, right? So at ZWC2, we had 20 feeds, but still, as a viewer, you're kind of limited on what you're looking at. You're kind of
Yeah.
married to what they're showing you. So if I'm want to watch ZWC2 or ZWC3, and I'm there to look at Codename Pizza, and I want to see his gameplay, I don't want to see Packet Puncher. I want to see Codename. I want to see Pizza. So that's what Click basically does now. If we have 20 gamers, 30 gamers, 40 gamers playing at once, basically we're giving all of those perspectives to the viewer.
I love that.
So that's how Click.
That's
Yeah.
such an innovative idea.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's something that people take for granted for tournaments and things like that, because without Codcaster, especially in zombies, it might be a little bit easier in multiplayer to codcast something, but for something like zombies and for other specific games, that's definitely a very innovative idea that I think, honestly, you're gonna hear it. You heard it here, folks. Click is going to be the next big innovation in the esports world. I'm saying it right now because I think this is such a really good idea. And I think a lot of people will hop onto this and really like this.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I hope ZWC is basically going to be, one of the events that we're going to do in this year. But I'm really hoping people will like it and how what the vibe is. Like right now, we're still developing it and fine tuning it. We did a beta test in October with Allied and at the HyperX Esports Arena.
They were that,
let us do that beta test. So we were able to showcase 16 feeds simultaneously, and quality was good. The basic fundamental function of just choosing perspectives was there. So we're really happy about that. So now we're developing it further, making it better, more intuitive, more dynamic. And you'll see a lot of improvements once we get to ZWC3. Like it'll be like a whole different experience using it. So yeah, I think I appreciate your comment on it. I hope people will like it for sure.
Absolutely. Kyle, you have anything you want to add on to that?
I think for an event like zombies, it's important that you see like every bit of action that's going on. Just because like, you know what I mean? It's zombies, and I think this is really going to help out for Zombie World Championship, and I think it's just such a cool idea as well. Like honestly, I think it's such a cool idea.
That's cool. Yeah, it's great for zombies. I love. I'm passionate about live tournaments. I'm passionate about getting a bunch of people together to watch a tournament happen, and I like having 30, 40, 50 games going on at once. And if you're a tournament goer, like you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like, when you walk into an event like that, you have all of these options to look at. Like you can go watch this game, watch that game. If you have a crowd of people over here, they start yelling. What's the first thing you're going to do? Walk on over and see what's going on. So I just want to bring that vibe. Basically create like a digital esports arena. I want people to, if they can't make the live event, at the very least, they get all of it. They can still have that vibe of walking around and looking at all the different games. So the games I really see this doing well with is like Smash Brothers tournaments, Street Fighter tournaments, Madden tournaments that will have 100 games going on at once. So those are the type of events I see this like really working well with. So yeah, you can expect to, once we get past this pandemic and things open up a little bit better, I'm looking forward to like broadcasting more and more events using the technology.
Absolutely. It kind of reminds me of NFL Red Zone, but for the gaming world.
Yeah.
So
that is correct.
I think that's such a great idea. But yeah, thank you for sharing details about Click. I think the chat definitely has a better idea of what it's going to be now, and where it's going to be broadcasted. And of course, this is the obligatory question, because you guys are on a Call of Duty Zombies podcast. What's your favorite map?
Oh yeah, the important questions. Did you just say Die Rise?
Die Rise, the only vertical map there is.
Only vertical map.
Oh my god, the beautiful trampoline.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
just
Oh
watching
yeah.
yourself across buildings.
God. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well,
And
we
who's
got
who?
we got
Who's
one
who?
vote for Die Rise.
Who can forget who's who's?
yeah.
Revolutionary. Thank God they added it.
Oh my god. It's so great.
About you, noobs.
Well, I want to say, because I started playing, back in the World of War days.
Yeah.
So I have a really strong connection to the really OG old school maps. I really enjoy those. It's a completely different atmosphere. It's more eerie and it's
Yeah.
more kind of, you get more of that horror aspect, kind
Yeah.
of. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's something that I really, really enjoyed. So what I would say is one of my favorite maps is actually Verrucht,
Oh yeah.
just because of that pure horror vibe that it gives off,
Mm.
Yeah,
and you
especially
have
with
all
the
of these like,
drill.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Oh
was just
God.
about to say that, like all of those small details they put
Yeah.
into it, like the drill at the dentist chair, like it gives me the goosebumps every single time
And
when I do it.
yeah.
So absolutely, Verrucht is one of my top favorites.
Well, with
Awesome.
Rook as well, I can again. You're saying about like the horror aspect. Like you can hear scream when you're walking around the map. You can hear like faint screams in like the background. And I think World
Yeah.
at War especially is a game that really it was more aiming to do that at first. And as we later progress, obviously with our characters, they get a lot more like goofy and funny and things like that. And it becomes less of horror and more of like we're just crazy people killing zombies. And I don't know.
Absolutely.
I quite like that opinion about World at War just being like more having that horror to it, Like that's 100% accurate, and I can completely get behind your opinion why that would be like one of your favorite maps.
Also, how I feel it's unfair not to even mention Kino der Toten though,
Yeah.
because
True.
Kino has a real special place in my heart. That's like when we really started trying getting into those high rounds.
Mm.
Like training zombies.
Oh
You
yeah.
Yeah.
get your crew around and you just play it just for hours. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like right after school, you would go straight home and turn on your Xbox or PlayStation and just start playing with your friends. They were
Yeah.
always online, and like you would just go for as long as
Yeah.
you could.
God, I miss those days where
The
no
good
cares
old
in
days,
yeah,
as they
no
say.
cares in the world. The worst thing that can happen to you is that all your friends go pack a punch and they leave you behind. That's the worst thing that could happen to you. It was absolutely tragic, but like
Exactly.
it was tragic and it was the worst thing that could happen to anyone. But like, God, I
Yeah, you'd hate to miss that teleporter.
yeah, it's like, oh no, I have to wait like 2 minutes. God damn it. But no.
Well, we got one vote for Die Rise, one vote for Verrucht. How about you, Jose?
Rust.
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 Countdown.
Well, hey, there's Rust custom zombies. There's
Countdown.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, the chat is also saying Verrucht. Yeah, I see you guys. In the chat. But speaking of the chat too, we wanted to take a couple of community questions. If you guys have any questions for these 3 staff members here on ZWC, comment them in the chat. Whether you're watching this right now on my Twitch channel or you're watching this right now on K Cosmic's YouTube channel, you guys have any questions here?
Yeah.
Have any questions here? Exo zombies is the first question. It looks
Exo like is it just Exo Zombies question mark?
Yeah, that's all it says. Exo zombies question mark.
Well, I mean, I guess
is Exo zombies coming to ZWC?
I guess yeah. Is Exo Zombies going to be in ZWC?
Hey, Danny should probably answer this one, I guess.
You know what's funny though? I actually enjoyed Exo Zombies, believe it or not. It was kind of a little floaty, but I think that's how Advanced Warfare was. And and people weren't just like you can jump on like, for example, I forget what the first map was. I think Outbreak.
Yeah, Outbreak.
And
Yeah.
you can like jump on the bus, and you're like, oh, they'll never get me here. And then when you're like round 15, they're already jumping on you, and you're like, wait, no. And I mean, I would like to see Exo Zombies in ZWC, but I mean, if that's what the fans want, I'm not going to argue against it.
I mean, I can get behind Exo Zombies not being that bad. I think the community as a whole like is negative towards it, but I think to this day it's the most unique zombie experience just because you have the exosuits and stuff, and it's like the one game mode where it isn't like like running around in a circle. Instead, you're running around and jumping in a circle. Like it's it's a lot different to
Definitely
the
some
other
different
games.
dynamics.
But like, yeah,
It's a lot more chaotic. Let's put
yeah,
it that way, because
absolutely,
people weren't, at
Definitely.
the special zombies exploding on you, EMP zombies. Like it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't just circles. Like you
yeah,
had to do like weird diagonal zigzag in air, and then hope like you land next to a special zombie.
yeah.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but,
Because
but that one second map, that I think it was Infection, the one that was like a Burger Town.
yeah,
Yeah.
Um, to me, that's like one of the best maps. I know there's only like very few maps for
yeah,
that exo zombies, but that's like one of the best maps that are like fun to play on,
mm,
and that's just so chaotic that it
yeah,
it pushes you to your limit as a zombies player, because it throws everything you learned from Treyarch out the window. It
yeah.
puts you in a new setting and new mechanics that you need to understand. But it's not hard to get a high round on those. It's just
It's
it's very strenuous on your mental state.
yeah, it's really learning what you know. It's like I remember watching a video so long ago. The best way to describe it is normal zombies is chill with your friends. This is like a chaotic, you don't have time to chat. You're doing stuff,
Yeah.
And with Burger Town as well. Me
Exactly.
personally, infected. I don't really like Burger Town, or I'm gonna call it Burger Town because that's what I'm called back in the day. But I think it's the one map, and I've seen this in a review by JR Rizzo, if you know who that is, and I completely agree with it. It's the one
Mhm.
map that like the exosuit that utilizes it because it's just so much open space. All the other maps are cramped. There's like hallways, things like that. Infected is open. Where you're at the burger joint or you're at the I think it was at like a gas station or like the other parts of the map. It's the only maps that that's the only map in the game that you can really like use your exosuit. But
Exactly.
yeah.
Definitely. We got a couple questions here. When will the prices be announced? I want to buy. Gimme, says the chat. So okay, when will the prices be announced for tickets?
We'll be announcing some. Actually, there'll be some announcements made this week. You can expect something on Saturday at some point.
Okay.
Ooh.
And there'll be some details that come out then. And that's all I can say about that for sure.
Okay, cool.
But
Cool.
we know one of the main questions people are asking is when is the event? All that type of stuff. So we're definitely going to be answering those questions this week, and then amongst a couple other little announcements and stuff like that. So for sure you'll know some more this week.
Cool. So
Keep
for
a
those of you in
close
the
eye on
chat,
our Twitter.
Keep a close eye on the Twitter.
definitely.
There you go, chat. Listen to that. Keep a close eye on the Twitter.
Because I see you guys in the chat. I see a bunch of messages. When is it? When is it? When is it? So we'll get some announcements later this week.
We have another question that is it's about zombies, but not so much about the event. It is about Cold War. What do you guys think of D Machine and the upcoming map Firebase Z? If you've had if you had a chance to play D Machine yet, what are your opinions on it?
I personally really like it. I really like that they kind of brought like the small multiplayer aspect into zombies.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were worried about that in the beginning, but in my opinion, it just works. I think it works great. With the kill streaks and you have the chopper gunner, you have everything like that, and I think that the way that they put knocked inside a map like that, it kind of takes us back to the old days, like we were talking about, but giving us like a completely new aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I've played it. I've been playing it so much with my friends, and I really enjoy it. Personally, I really can't wait for Firebase Z to come out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely pretty excited
Yeah.
for it too. I mean,
if you couldn't tell,
that dude, that mini boss looking zombie on the cover looks pretty mean.
Yeah, that's like a Nova crawler and like a normal zombie and so many things mixed together. Like I think Firebase Z, that might be going back to the sort of horror aspect that World at War did a wee bit more than D Machine, because D Machine's like there's nothing really like terrifying in it. There's the dark. I think that was one thing, because there was a few leaks came out like a few months before Cold War was even revealed, the zombies mode, and they were saying that they're really going to go for more of a horror aspect. And I think the closest thing we've gotten to that in Cold War is the darkness. We know you're going to turn on power and everything's dark and it's like you have your flashlight. I think Firebase Z will definitely be doubling down on that. So
Yeah, that's something that I really enjoyed with Die Machine actually, because you get like this eerie feeling as soon
Yeah,
as you go down, in the bunker,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
or yeah. So
yeah,
and it's like so dark and it's scary, and yeah, it costs a lot to open up the power, you got to save up a good amount
Oh
of
yeah.
money.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, but yeah, I really like that they implemented that kind of thing because
yeah.
it gives another, like you said, it gives like a horror vibe to
Yeah,
that map.
it's a small detail that they really didn't have to put in, but the fact they put in makes the complete difference. Like it's like
Absolutely.
imagine going down that and it's like it's just like kind of not bright, but like you could see stuff, you know? Like it completely
Mhm.
changes the
Hmm.
atmosphere.
Yeah, it would be more like a transit if you were to jump into the transit power room. It's like a complete contrast to that, and I
Yeah.
think that's really cool. The chat is spamming a bunch of faces in the chat. I don't know if
We have
those are
another question
questions.
here. You might be able to answer it. We'll see. Will the event be exclusive for Cold War Zombies, or will it involve other games like Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4?
I think I think each of our tournaments we've had multiple games,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't be surprised
If we
at
see
having
some familiar faces come back with like for games there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I definitely would be surprised there. We want to be as fresh as possible.
Mm.
So but I'm pretty sure
Pretty
there'll be
confident,
multiple
yeah.
games.
Because I guess it depends as well on how Cold War does. Because obviously we don't know when the event's gonna be held yet. But let's say Cold War, how many maps is it going to release from like now till then? You know, because we have D
Mhm.
Machine and we'll have Firebase Z, but who knows how many maps we'll have by the time the event will actually be like, live and stuff.
Yeah, could have a good two or three, maybe four on Cold
Yeah,
War by the time it comes out, and yeah, that'll be a whole different thing to configure. I would assume.
yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely. And that was something we took into consideration when talking about what games we should include. Um, but by the looks of it right now, I mean it's in the middle of season one and they're already putting on a new map. Um, so if it keeps going this way, we're gonna see, and we see a lot of new maps coming out. We're definitely gonna focus more on BO4 or Cold War.
yeah,
I mean, because
for
like
sure.
Jose said, we want to stay as fresh as possible.
yeah.
Totally agree with that.
Well, we have Aquasoul in the chat, and he said something very interesting. Actually, it's not so much of a question, but it's so much of
Okay.
I guess feedback. He's pretty much saying he doesn't want like obviously with Black Ops. Like, we have fan favorite maps like Origins, Mob of the Dead, Horizon Tracker, things like that. He would like to see
Mhm.
some maps that don't get so much love that people like. Like let's say what's a map that isn't like okay, let's say the Giant, for example, right? The Giant's fine. People don't absolutely love it, but people like it. I think what Aqua's trying to say
Mhm.
is he'd like to see more maps that are a bit slept on, like make its way into Zombie World Championship 3.
No, I like that. I like that idea, and I like that suggestion.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's what I meant by trying to be as fresh as possible.
yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, we love to recycle the old favorites and all that type of stuff,
yeah,
but yeah, if there's something that we can do to kind of spice it up and kind of add a new challenge
hmm.
and some new fun to the tournament, then we'll definitely consider it.
Definitely. My chat's going crazy right now. Varrock, Revelation, Zetsubo, Dead of the Night. Hey, they're all possibilities. They're all possibilities, guys.
Hmm.
And then this guy says anything but Die Rise. I see. Uh,
Oh, what a hater.
um,
Yeah, again, coming back to it, if anyone has any suggestions for challengers or maps, feel free to tweet us with the ZWC3 hashtag,
mhm.
because we're checking those every day.
Hmm.
Definitely. We got this question, then maybe like one or two more questions here, guys. We have iDarkCraft Arabic saying, is ZWC gonna be in other languages? Are there so like language subtitles for ZWC3 if that's a possibility?
Um, that's a good question. Now, the subtitles, no. I don't think we could do that. There is quite a bit of a cost when you're trying to do that in different languages and getting like transcriptions and all that type of
I
stuff.
see.
So when you're broadcasting any kind of live event, um, certain languages are more expensive than others,
Hmm.
right? So probably not. However, do we have players that play from all over the world? Yes, we have that. our first event, we had God, his name is escaping me right now. What was his name? Danny from France.
It was my trash, wasn't it?
My
Yeah,
trash,
My
yeah.
Trash. So yeah, My Trash played in the tournament.
My trash.
He barely speak any English, but that guy came in second. So at least in that regard, it'll always be international feel. But as far as the broadcast goes, more than likely we won't have a subtitle. We'll try our best though.
Okay.
I got a question here, and again, you might not be able to answer it. You might not be. I honestly, I couldn't say because I don't know how these types of things work. But what is the age group for this? So like, I'm guessing how old do you have to be to kind of apply for it? Me personally, I would imagine maybe like 18 or something, just because.
All of our tournaments, we make it 13 and over.
13 over. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So anyone that's, you got to ask permission from your parents.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, yeah. Yeah.
And then usually if, so for example, My Trash, I think at the time was, dude, don't tell me he was 14. Was he, Danny? 14, 16, something like that. So
I think he was 14. He was either 14 or 15.
So,
wow.
So we obviously spoke to his family, and we make sure that they were okay with it. They had to sign a waiver, things like that. So yeah, to play in the tournament and to get to the finals, all that type of stuff, 13 and over, ask for permission. But then to watch the event, anyone can watch it.
Yeah,
and enjoy it. Yeah.
Very
well,
cool.
That was a good question. Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely a very good question. I think that's definitely opens up a lot of the player base for ZWC3, definitely, because there's a lot of younger fans of zombies too.
Yeah,
and I think that's kind of cool getting people like that involved too, because they're part of the community too.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's a large community.
Exactly.
Absolutely. We have. I think we're gonna do one more question here, and the last question here for the chat is, let's see. I'm trying to scroll past. The chat was spamming this face in the chat, and I'm trying to find all the
important questions.
All the questions here. All the important questions. I'm scrolling past all that. Okay, yeah. So we have what games will be used. I think we already covered that one. But let me revamp that question a little bit. How many games maximum would you guys be willing to put in the event for zombies? Because we obviously talked about Cold War, and we talked about all that kind of stuff. We actually have MC Sports Talk in the chat right now saying, who should the hosts be?
Yeah, we're having auditions for the host for ZWC3.
Wow, nice.
Auditions for that.
That's cool.
That's pretty funny. No, as far as games go, I mean, God, for 2, what did we have, dude? I feel like we had IW, BO4. No, we had BO3.
No, we had Black Ops 3.
We had 2.
And IW in World War.
We had IW, BO1, 2, 3. Like we had, we had like 4 or 5 games in one of our tournaments. So I don't think we go when we're like creating the challenges. We don't necessarily go into it thinking, God, we should have this many games or anything like that. It's just we just work on just the maps, and then whatever the game is that happens to have that map, that's what we work with. So
yeah.
Awesome. My chat's going crazy right now saying revived gamer for host. You never know. I mean, they got to go through the audition tapes, You never know, guys.
You never know.
You never know. Well,
yeah, give us some suggestions on just hosts in general, co-hosts, things like that. We love
people you want to see.
We'd love to know who you guys would like to see. We had Jack the first year. We had Milo the second for ZWC2. Who would you like to see for the third one? Who do you think would get along with Matt on camera?
Absolutely.
He's hard to get along with at times.
Oh, dang. Well, all right. We got a bunch of people in the chat saying JC, Lex, Tim Hansen. Yeah, those are all good suggestions. I see all those suggestions in the chat. That's cool.
When we did ZWI last time, I mean, all of those guys kind of jumped on, and they were like casting. So I think like Smith casted, Greg FPS casted, JC did cast for a little bit for ZWC too. So Packet Puncher casted a little bit. So it's always cool to kind of throw some, as many people as we can in the seat as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were almost just passing the mic to one each other.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked ZWI for that. It was pretty cool. It wasn't so buttoned up and yeah.
It's a chill vibe.
Yeah, it was a real nice chill vibe for sure.
Cool. Yeah, it's definitely cool getting as many people involved as possible. I think for because it's such a big community. I know a lot of people on the outside might think Zombies is kind of that side game with the side community, but I think Zombies is a lot bigger than people really think it is.
Yeah.
And this is proof of it. This is legit living proof of it.
I think of it as well, kind of touching on the zombie community. I think of all the games I've played, there's not a community such as the zombie community. Like we, as a community, have been through like so much, going from all the way back to World at War to where we are now, and like I don't know, I don't think there's such like, because how long has it been like 11 years of zombies, pretty much, maybe 12, is it? Because World at War came out 12 years ago, was it? Or am I being stupid? I will say 12 years ago, but like obviously there's like games that have sequels and things like that, but for a zombies community, I feel like people that kind of hop on stay on for most of the ride. Like obviously there's people that move on in life, I'm kind of done with zombies, things like that, but I think as a whole, so many people have been here from the start, or kind of joined on like halfway, and they've been here for like such a long time. And as well, the community as well, I feel like we're the only community with like, not the only community, but I feel like we just have that passion and drive for just zombies. And I can't really say
Absolutely.
I'm not in the multiplayer community at all. Like I don't like Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, to be perfectly honest. But I don't think the multiplayer community, and this isn't giving out offense, because maybe there is people, like a big community, but I don't think it's as like connected as the zombies community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would totally agree with that, because like I've been playing games for a long time, and I've never seen such a community as what the zombies community is. How big of a, like, they're so passionate and they care so much about it, and it's grown so much over time. And yeah, it's like the strongest community I've ever seen in my whole life for a video game.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Like I think if we look back to when Black Ops 4 was revealed in that big like hangar thing. And the tease the like teaser for Blood of the Dead came on, and everyone was just screaming. Like you could feel the energy and passion there. Obviously the map kind of failed, but like before that the passion for the map and there's just the community there. You can imagine everyone at home being like, yeah, yes as well. Like everyone's just so excited. And there's not a community like that out there, I don't think, other than zombie community.
Absolutely not. And yeah, I think this is definitely with things like ZWC and events like this, I think Zombies is definitely ready to take a huge leap forward, and Zombies esports is where it's at. I think. I think more people nowadays are going to be paying attention more to Call of Duty esports, because I think with the Call of Duty League and that whole rebranding of franchising, I think with that, people paying more attention to that, and for good or bad reasons, I've seen both, people giving the Call of Duty League some limelight for that. I think with ZWC, and now we're it's going to a bigger venue at HyperX at Luxor, is more people are going to really start taking it more seriously and go, oh damn, this isn't just a side game mode. Zombies can compete. Zombies can compete with multiplayer and have its own sort of esports organization, and that's exactly what you guys are doing, and it's awesome to see.
Definitely, yeah, and that's exactly what we want to see as well, because Zombies has, like, you already know how big CWL is, and I think Zombies have such a huge potential to get maybe even bigger than CWL. Yeah, and I would just love to see it at the same level sometime. It would be so awesome.
Well, what's the prize pool for CWL?
I don't know about that, but they have a pretty big trophy.
Isn't it kind of like in the millions, right? Isn't it in the millions?
Really?
Isn't it?
Yeah, they just put out a blog post not too long ago. saying the breakdown. Yeah, it's insane. It's like I think first place in the
6
finals
million.
is like seven. How
6
much?
million.
6
6
million
million.
last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this year they're bumping it up even more.
12
Damn.
going after 6 million. Yeah, I definitely would love to see zombies with a $6 million. I think yeah, I would love to see it get to that. That means we're really doing something special.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I mean, we got to start somewhere, that's for sure. So
I
Yeah,
think
to put that into perspective, I just looked it up real quick. ZWL $6 million prize pool, that's $1 million more than this year's Call of Duty League prize pool of 5 million. So zombies is definitely it's out there. It's a bigger market than people realize. So definitely gonna only go up from here.
I'm
Yeah.
with it.
We'll love to see it.
I'm definitely motivated.
But-
Well, I think oh, you're gonna say something,
no,
Kyle?
I was just gonna kind of piggyback saying that I think really the way for zombies to go is for esports, because as much as we all love the game and that we'll play the maps, I think really nailing down on that competitive side of the game mode is where the game evolves. Like, I think one of my biggest problems, like, we like talking about Black Ops 4 in this podcast just because it's such a good example for stuff, right? But I think one of the biggest problems for me for Black Ops 4 was personally the leaderboards. Now, leaderboards are like a little, like, to some people they don't matter, but that idea of competition and, doing better than your friend, or, making it to the top of the leaderboards, obviously they're really hacked and people glitch and stuff, but just that feeling of, wow, I did this. That's kind of gets into like the esports aspect where, like, wow, I did this the fastest, you know what I mean? Like, I think for zombies to evolve is really get into that more competitive aspect of the game.
Definitely.
Absolutely, man. I mean, that's where it's going, and especially because Treyarch tried in the past to have kind of competitive modes. Of course, everyone wants grief back. I'm sure you guys in the chat will agree. Everyone wants grief back in Cold War and things like
Yeah.
that. I mean, even people in the community like Mr. Delexify, like the other day on Twitter, you see he's working on his own grief. Like, that's crazy. So like the community is kind of taking it into their own hands, and that's the direction for the community. I believe the community is gonna push forward,
Yeah.
and Treyarch tried to do Rush, Treyarch tried to do Gauntlet, but that just didn't get enough traction
No.
because, especially for Rush, they didn't really update Rush a whole lot. So I
No,
don't think
no.
didn't really
It didn't
live up to its potential.
It didn't get the love it deserved because it didn't deserve that much love. Because as fun as it was, I guess people enjoyed it. I personally didn't mind it too much, but they could have done so much that game mode with updates, little updates to make it so much better, so much more competitive. They just didn't. So I mean, here's hoping to Cold War doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. Like there was a lot of different opinions about BO4. But that time they really, really tried to get the esport aspect into it, the competitive things. And like imagine if they did something like that on just like on Black Ops 3, you know? Uh Black Ops 3, like no one can probably say that they did not enjoy at least one map on Black Ops 3, you know? Or
Right.
some aspect of that game. Um Not the same for BO4, of course, but now Treyarch really has a good chance of doing it
Yeah.
completely right this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and there's still time to do it.
Yeah. Obviously, the game's only been out for how long? It's been like 2 months now. Maybe we're getting on to maybe more 3. I don't know. That's lockdown life for you. Every day is the same. But no, with Black Ops 4, I feel like it had that much solid foundation, and with Cold War, it has that foundation to be something amazing. And
Definitely.
they need to take advantage of it
Exactly.
because BO3, I think that's overall the perfect sort of zombie game. Like, you got the nostalgia from Black Ops 2 and that, but I think BO3 overall as a package was the best zombie game we had to date. And I think if they do Cold War right, it could blow Black Ops 2 out the water. I think 100%,
Yeah.
100% with all the new features and that they have in the game. Double down on competitive. I can't speak today. Double down on that competitive side, and I think they could make a great game.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because Cold War is catered to new players and to the returning players, and
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely a good balance and a good start. Good start from Treyarch, I think personally, and yeah. Well, I think real quickly before we go, I know you guys touched up on it a little bit earlier in the stream, and I think this is the big question that everybody really
Yeah,
wants
this
to
is the
know,
one that's the
and this is the
people
one
want to
that
know.
people have been spamming in the chat, and I see the
Same.
messages.
I've seen them as well. I'm like, we're gonna say that for the end.
And you guys touched on it earlier, so you guys kind of missed the answer, but we'll go over it again. When is ZWC3?
You will know this Saturday.
There you go.
There you go. This Saturday,
Hey,
ZWC3
funnily enough,
announcement date.
if you announce it soon enough on Saturday, it'll be on the latest episode of the Division Z podcast. So
True. True.
What time is that?
2 o'clock.
So
2
the
o'clock
same
p.m.
time we start
Pacific
today,
time.
but on Saturday. So
Yep.
I think you'll be all right.
Awesome.
It'll be a great episode of the podcast then.
Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we just got to say huge thank you to Jose, Noobs, and Danny here at from the ZWC staff sharing intel with us here on the Division Z podcast about the upcoming event. And this was such a pleasure. This was so fun talking zombies, talking esports with you guys. And is there anything that each of you guys want to say before we wrap up this special edition of the podcast?
Well,
I want to go ahead of me.
Yeah, well, I just want to thank you guys too for the opportunity. It's been fun. It's been nice talking to you guys, and finally being able to reveal some of the stuff that we've been working on. We're eager to let the community know what we got going on, and pay close attention on Saturday. Thanks for having us.
No bother at all. Been a great experience.
Danny?
I mean, Noob said it best. Thank you again for having us. To the people that are still listening, if you have any feedback at all, not just related to the maps and challenges you might see, just hashtag ZWC3us. We're going to be posting a lot in the upcoming weeks, so you can always drop a comment in there, or we do have a Discord server as well that you can find in our Twitter bio. So, stay tuned on that. We'd love to, see what kind of feedback you guys give us, and we're more than happy to reply.
Absolutely. Awesome. How about you, Jose?
Thank you. Appreciate the time you guys have spent with us today, and just to kind of get us on here. Appreciate that. I support what you guys are doing. Love the work you guys are doing. I love how you guys met. I think you two meeting the way you have and being on opposite sides of the world, you're doing it, I think is a perfect example of why gaming and just the zombies community is really cool. Like everyone's just kind of getting together and having a good time. And that's pretty much it. Really looking forward to this year's event. Thanks to all of you that have been supporting us the last few years. Sorry we took a little bit of a break, but we wanted to come back and make sure it was right. And we feel like now with just Las Vegas, man. Just Las Vegas.
Now's the time.
Say, like, just doing it that way with the game, everything. It's just perfect timing.
Yeah.
And we're really looking forward to kind of having fun with all of you.
Absolutely. That atmosphere is going to be electric, and it's not just because of all the neon lights, ladies and gentlemen. That is gonna be fun. Zombies World Championship 3 in Sin City at the HyperX Esports Arena at the Luxor, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this special edition of the podcast. If you did enjoy and you haven't already, go ahead and hit up ZWC with a follow on Twitter to stay up to date with the event and what they're doing. Check out K Cosmic. Check out all the other links linked down below in this video and in the description, all that kind of stuff. Y'all know the drill. You've heard this outro hundreds of times from YouTubers. And I guess with that said, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world, and I'll see you guys next time.